think everyone is on mute. So let me introduce myself. So I'm Dattatreya Kumar Tadepalli, and today I'm going to give the demo session on Dynamics 365 supply chain management and about trade and logistics. I mean, this demo session is an introduction to the course that we are going to start, and I have a PowerPoint presentation to share with you all in this demo session, where this is not this is not a session like where I'm going to take a topic and give you a demonstration, but uh, by the end of this demo session, trust me, you will be able to understand what is this course. First of all, what is this Dynamics 365, and what is this trade and logistics, and what we are going to learn in this trade and logistics course. So along with these three questions, you will get an introduction on what happens in IT, and um, what will be your role and what will be your responsibilities after learning. I mean, let's say if you learn this course, and what will be the role that you have to do in IT industry with this particular on this particular technology, and what will be your responsibilities. And in this area, we are going to give you some intro in this demo session, and then definitely you will get an idea why you have to choose this particular Dynamics 365 course. So this is what our agenda is, and so I'll share my screen. Just a minute. Any one of you, please unmute yourself and uh, let me know whether my screen is visible or not. And moreover, if you uh, don't consider this as a classroom training kind of thing, you can unmute yourself, and you can make this session as an interactive one. Okay. And for the first half an hour of time, I'll take the time, but it doesn't mean that you don't. I mean, if you have any questions, it doesn't mean that you have to be on mute only. If you have any questions, you can unmute it, and you can ask. And moreover, um I mean, if you want to make this session as an interactive session, then whenever I ask any question, so you can unmute yourself and tell your opinion on that. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen. From any one of you, I'm interested to know two things. The first one is whether I'm audible or not. The second one is if I mean, if your people are able to see my screen or not. These are the two things I would like to know from you. Any one of you, please confirm.
Yeah, we can able to see and hear.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the confirmation. So I hope everyone is also on the same page. I hope I'm audible to you all. So I'm Dattatreya Kumar Tadepalli, and I'm working on this Dynamics 365 or into this. I'm into this ERP domain from the past 10 years. It's close to 10 years. I'll complete my 10 years of tenure in IT by this October. Okay. So close to 10 years experience I have, and teaching is my part profession, where I have started this uh, profession in the year 2018. Okay, so from the past 7 years, I'm into this teaching profession as well, whereas doing my job and parallelly, I'm uh, doing this teaching kind of activity on Dynamics 365. And so far, I have given training to many students, approximately around 200 students. I have given training, and not only in institute, I have an experience of giving the training in IT organizations as well. So in my career, I got opportunities to straight away go to IT organizations and to give training to them as well. So this is all about me, and so I have an agenda for you for this demo session for the next half an hour. So I have mentioned some topics here, but I have already given some idea to you what you are going to learn, or what is the understanding that I could able to give you by the end of this session. So we have the agenda here. So instead of reading it out what was mentioned here, I think I have explained you, and I'll go through the slides. So trust me, by the end of this class, you will be able to understand what is D365, what is this trade and logistics, what you are going to learn under this trade and logistics, and um, what you will become, and what are the verticals in IT, what is your responsibility after getting a job on Dynamics 365. So on these things, you will be able to guide it in this demo session. You will get an idea by the end of this session. Okay. So my next slide. So usually I'll start with this slide because many of the people know. I mean, maybe some of you people are already working in an IT industry, and you people are now choosing to change your path to ERP domain. That is on Dynamics 365. Maybe you people know, but sometimes I'll see people in the demo sessions. I mean, who are just graduated. Okay, so for them to give some an idea on what is about IT or what are the operations that happens in IT. So I'll put this slide, and also to to share with you people my perception on IT. So I'll put this slide. Okay. So any one of you can explain. I mean, IT stands for ID, information technology. That's okay. But any one of you can express your thoughts. What happens in IT first of all? I mean, what is happening in IT? So, if anyone are interested to share your thoughts, you please unmute yourself and let me know your thoughts on it. Okay, no worries. I'll share my thought on what happens in IT. So, as everyone knows, so IT stands for information technology, and according to my view, I'll segregate the operations that are being carried out in IT into two categories. Okay, so the first one is what IT industry will. So this IT people or the IT industry will use the information and sell the technology. Okay, so I'll repeat it again. IT organizations or IT people will use the information and sell the technology. Okay, that's what I understood about IT. So I'll try to elaborate this a little more. Here, I told you the point. Using the information, we are selling the technology. I mean, we in the sense, as I also belong to the IT or IT industry, so I'm using the word we here, or I. Okay, so what is this information? Okay, so this information I'm referring to the customer's business requirements. Okay, or else I'll put it this way. I'll take an example of MS Office. Okay, forget about this Dynamics 365. So as everyone know this MS Office or MS Word, MS Excel. So these are the different technologies or options that are available for us under MS Office. So let's think of a scenario or think of the days where we don't have this MS Office. Maybe I think that my assumption is maybe at the time the people had a requirement that they have to create some data. Okay, so and whatever the data that they are going to create, they want different fonts, different sizes, and different colors, highlighting textures, etc., etc. Maybe these are the requirements that the people are having before this evaluation MS Office. Okay, so this requirement is the information. So using this information now, our information means using these requirements. Maybe MS Office was built, and nowadays everyone know MS Office. So here, what is happening here? Using the information I'm referring to the requirement. Using the requirement of the people. So we are this IT people are building the technology. Okay, so now this MS Office technology was made, and everyone know it. I mean, even the graduate, I mean, the people in the graduates are they know how to use the MS Word and MS Excel and MS PowerPoint. Okay, so this is what I understood. So using the information, so IT people will build the technology and they will sell it. Sell it in the sense, of course, nowadays no, but earlier, I mean, maybe 4 to 5 years back, we used to take the license for MS Office as well. Nowadays, also, if you own an IT organization, definitely you have to take the license of MS Office. Okay, so this is the first category, and the second category is using the technology. This IT people will play with the data. Okay, this is the second sort of operation. So let's say now the MS Office technology was there with you. Okay, now what you will do with that MS Office technology? So you will create the data. You will whatever the data that you have created, you will store that data, and whatever the data that you have stored, you can retrieve it whenever there is a need, and you can transmit that data from one person to another person. So using the technology, IT people are doing wonders. I mean, using the technology, and they are making wonders by creating some data, and they can transmit it from one person to the another person whenever there is a need. So these are the two categories of operations that are being carried out in IT according to my view. Okay, this is what the understanding that I had on IT operations. I'm not saying that these are the only two operations, but I can strongly say that 85% of the operations that are being carried out in IT, we can map to any of these two categories. Okay, so this is my view about IT. And my second slide is about ERP. So we have an utmost need to know what is this ERP, because this Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations is an ERP product. So we have a need to understand what is this ERP. So ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. Okay, where I have a slide like this. I mean, I have a picture like this, and before telling you, before explaining the definition of ERP, so I had a habit of taking the example of the very good example that I like, and I'll say the same example, and I'll explain you the definition of ERP. After the completing the discussion on this slide, you will be able to understand what is this Dynamics 365 and what is the purpose of Dynamics 365. Okay, so these are the 2 points that you will understand after discussion on this slide. So now, so the very end, very good and the decent example I take, or I mean, I took already in this demo sessions is, I'll take the example of Maruti Suzuki. So this Maruti Suzuki, everyone know this Maruti Suzuki is a car leading car manufacturer in our market. So now, if you think if you give a thought on the business of Maruti Suzuki, what is their business? They are selling a particular product called car by attracting the customers. They are doing a number of things to attract the customers and to prepare that product. And then finally, if you see from a layman perspective, their main mode of operation is they are a car selling company. Okay, so they are manufacturing the cars and they are selling the cars to their customers. This is their main mode of business. Now, if you think from the perspective of the whole organization of Microsoft, this Maruti Suzuki, so there will be n number of people working for that organizations, and that n number of people belongs to multiple departments in that particular organization. So now this car, what the end customer or the person buying, so that car, I'll name it as a finished product for now. Okay, because that was the final product that is getting manufactured, and it was sold to the customer. So now, so that's why I'll call that particular car product as a finished product. So now, in order to manufacture that particular product, the ways that company, or the process that the company is adhering is, they will have a procurement team for sure, because for manufacturing a car, definitely raw materials are required. Maybe that fiber material will be a raw material, semiconductors are one of the raw materials, and cushion, seats related cushion is one of the raw material, and yes, spare parts will be there, iron, so many things will be there, are required to manufacture a car. So all these raw materials will be procured by the this Maruti Suzuki company. So they need a procurement team. Okay, so this procurement team will take the responsibility of purchasing the raw materials from the respective vendors. Okay, whenever there is a need, so their responsibility is to keep the stock limits at any point of time to for the manufacturing of parts according to the demand and or need. Okay, so Maruti Suzuki will contain a procurement department. Now let us assume the raw materials are purchased. Now whatever the raw materials, obviously it's a company, so they will buy the raw materials in bulk quantity only. Not, they will not buy one quantity or two quantity. They will purchase in bulk quantity, and it's not one item or two item they will purchase. They will, I mean, they so they need, definitely they will purchase multiple items. Okay, now in order to store all these bulk quantities and the items, definitely they need a warehouse and some people to manage that particular stock. So here then Maruti Suzuki need a inventory team, and Maruti Suzuki need a warehouse and a warehouse team also for their operations. So uh, what these people will do is they will, whatever the item that was purchased by the organization, they will arrange it properly in a structured way in the warehouse, so that whenever there is a need in the production floor, they will move the stock. Okay, so this was the responsibility of the inventory and warehouse team. So they need a warehouse team and an inventory team along. So now the raw materials are purchased, and whatever the raw materials that are purchased, they are properly stored in the warehouse by the team. So now, whenever there is a need in the production floor, the stock has to be moved, and so the production will be carried out. So to do this operation, definitely a dedicated team is required to carry out the production related operations. Okay, so here Maruti Suzuki need a team for maintaining or operating the manufacturing operations. Okay, next, this Maruti Suzuki now, let us assume the car was manufactured. So now Maruti Suzuki have to attract the customers by doing by different marketing strategies. So for doing this marketing activity, they need a marketing team. Okay, and let's say now the customers are there to purchase the product from Maruti Suzuki. So now Maruti Suzuki need a sales team to give a to give good experience to the customers. I mean, this sales related process should be hassle free to the customers. So in order to have that, Maruti Suzuki need a sales team. So after sales also, service should be provided by Maruti Suzuki. So a service team should be there for Maruti Suzuki. So these many departments are there when you think of the organization called Maruti Suzuki. Okay, so along with that, so there many people work for the organization, so definitely human resource to manage all these people and manage their because each and every person is an asset. I mean the skill of the person is an asset to the company, so that skill has to be managed in a proper way. So this requires a human resource department and to pay salaries to all the people. So a payroll team is required. Now if the finance team is also required to handle the accounts payable and accounts receivable, receivables of the company, means whatever the raw materials that are purchased by the company, they have company has to pay the amount to the vendor. Okay, so for to handle all those activities, accounts payable team is required. So for accounts receivable, whatever the item that was sold to the customer, the company has to make money out of it. So for that, accounts receivable team will be there. These many departments will work together behind Maruti Suzuki for their successful operations and for their successful business. So now I told you the scenario. What are the departments that exist in Maruti Suzuki? I mean, I took Maruti Suzuki as an example, and I explained you these many departments and these many activities will be carried out in an organization. Now, if you think from the, I'll take the procurement team as an example. This procurement team, they will not create any one-time purchasing activity. Uh, so many cars, Maruti Suzuki will sell to the customers. So in order to manufacture those many cars and to meet the future demand also, the manufacturing process should not be stopped. So as the manufacturing process is not getting stopped, the raw material procurement should happen quite frequently. And it is highly impossible for a human to remember. Let's say if Maruti Suzuki is creating minimum to minimum 10 purchases per particular day, and the 10 purchases contain multiple items and the quantities in also in bulk. So it's highly impossible for a person or for a team of members to remember how many items have to be how many items are to be purchased and how much quantity should be purchased, and what was the delivery date of that particular uh, order that was what was the delivery date of the raw materials that they are going to procure. So it's highly impossible to carry out all these things with a it's highly impossible for a person or for a team to handle all those things without any system or a software support. Okay, so this is where there is a need for the procurement team to record the transaction. The transaction in the sense here I'm referring to the purchase transaction that was made by the procurement team, and we have to record all those things, and record all those things in the sense what was the order that was created and what are the raw materials that are order added. I mean, raw materials means items. So what are the items that are purchased against that particular purchase order, and how much quantity that was purchased, what was the delivery date, and is vendor providing all the quantity at once, or are there any partial receipts? Means uh, vendor is going to supply you certain stock in the first instance and certain remaining stock in the other instance. I mean, in the second instance. So these many things will happen. So in order to handle all these things, they need a software support. Similarly, if you think from the perspective of inventory and warehouse management team, so you people have observed this scenario also. Maybe in India, in Hyderabad, I mean, not only in Hyderabad, if you go to any Apollo medical shop, so if you ask them the medicine, so they will check in their system where it was actually. So after checking in their system, they will go to the exact place and pick it from the respective area and give it to you. So inventory and warehouse team also need a certain system support to understand and identify where a particular item was stored, so that they can directly go to that particular area and give it to you people. So here also they need a system support. And definitely for implement for production team, the system support is required, because how many products are getting manufactured and what was the stage of the production. So all these information should be transparent to the people in the organization. And the next one, so this in order to marketing team, definitely campaigning is one of the marketing strategy that marketing people will adhere. So whatever the marketing strategies that marketing people are doing, so it has to be systemized and to know the status. So they also need a system support for that. For sales also, sales department also, whatever the sale that was conducted, who is the customer, and what was the amount that was quoted to that particular person, and what was the final price that the customer has agreed, I mean, that was agreed by the organization to give the car to that particular customer. Because whenever you purchase a car, definitely the date of sale will be recorded, and on top and on the basis of the date of sale only, as the company will provide service to that particular car, you will get reminders for your car service and all. So how that reminders, how the date is getting calculated on the basis of your date of sale only. If your sale is recorded in a particular system, then you will be able to provide that reminders to your customers. So definitely sales team also required a particular software support. Similarly, finance team, what were the amount that was already paid, what was the balance. So all these things has to be systemized, and definitely there is a requirement to, for each and every requirement, to have a software support for doing their day-to-day activities, which belongs to the organization. Okay, so now I just this is the example that I was discussing so far. And now what this ERP will do, ERP will provide a solution approach by considering all the requirements of the each and every department that contains in an organization. And ERP will bring all those requirements to one particular platform, and it will provide a solution. Okay, so that one particular platform can be an ERP system, and Microsoft Dynamics 365 is one such ERP. Okay, so I'll just repeat it again. So ERP is I mean, if you go and search in Google, so what stands for ERP? ERP directly it will be mentioned as a software. If ERP itself is a software, then what is, I mean, why people are putting different names? Microsoft Dynamics 365, PeopleSoft, SAP. So why they are putting names like this? So according to me, ERP will provide a solution approach. ERP is not a software. According to me, I'm little against to the definition that was there in the Google. So Microsoft Dynamics 365 is one such ERP system which will consider all the requirements that are having by the different department of the organization, and it will provide solution for all those business needs to with this platform called Dynamics 365. So Microsoft Dynamics 365 will be utilized to record your purchases in your system, to maintain your inventory, to carry out your warehouse operations like moving the stock from one place to another, to maintain, I mean, to create your production orders and to give an information to all other people what was the stage of the production, and to maintain human resource. Let's say if you take the human resource department, it will allow us to record the absence, leaves, and resource management, etc. So these are the provisions that you will have through Microsoft Dynamics 365. It can be utilized for payroll also. So in order to refer sales department, we can record the sales. Okay, so what are happened, and for finance team, so it will be what was the how much amount we got from the customer, and what was the amount that we are paying. So what was the outcome, what was the revenue that we got, that got generated. So for handling all those things, Microsoft Dynamics 365 finance and operations will be used. So as our Microsoft Dynamics 365 is an ERP product, so we are discussing about this ERP now. So I hope you got some idea what is this ERP, and why Microsoft Dynamics 365 we are calling it as an ERP. Okay, so I'm moving to the next slide. Now, so let's say you learn this application called Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O. Maybe one vertical you have chosen, and I mean for me this Microsoft Dynamics 365 is like an ocean. Okay, let's say you have now learned this trade and logistics functional area in Dynamics 365 F&O. So what you will become, you will become a functional consultant. I mean, the role that will be given to a particular person who came with the knowledge of Dynamics 365, he will be he will become a, he or she will become a functional consultant. I mean, of course the roles will be like associate functional consultant, senior functional consultant, and then you will become a lead functional consultant, functional manager, architect. So like that, these are the roles that we have in IT industry. So if you are a fresher, you will start with the role called associate functional consultant. So now if you see in this particular slide, these are the six phases of a software development cycle. So whatever the activity that we do in an IT organization, we call it as a project. So for me, the definition of project is handling a certain task within the or a group of tasks within the stipulated time. So time will play a crucial role here, because everything, the activity that is going on should have a timeline to complete it. Otherwise, it will become a problem. So these are the six phases that exist in a software development lifecycle. So it starts with analysis and end with maintenance. So let's say I'll explain you briefly about what happens in that particular phase, and what will be the role of a functional consultant there. What is the responsibility of a functional consultant in handling that particular phase of the software lifecycle. So it all starts with the analysis. So analysis in the sense, let's say if the company is purchasing or looking for an ERP product to handle their business, uh, definitely it means that uh, they have a need of ERP product, and why that need came, definitely it means that they are not satisfied with the revenue that they are getting, so they are looking for an ERP product now. So it's the responsibility of the function. Once the project was awarded to the company, it's the responsibility of the functional consultant to go and meet the customer, and to understand why they are looking for an ERP product, and what was their expectation on this ERP product, and what are their business requirements, business and the requirements, how they are handling purchases, how they are handling sales, how they are handling their inventory and warehouse related operations, and how they are handling their finance related operations. All the things should be known clearly, and according to that requirement gathering. So this function, I mean, this happens in the analysis phase, and based on the requirements that are gathered. So if whatever, let's say purchase, if you take the purchase related area, so let's say the customer has given you a requirement that this was the way that we are handling the operation. So if, according to the way that customer is doing their business, if your Dynamics 365 is providing a solution for that, you will provide that solution. Or if requires a customization, you will design that particular I mean, whatever the requirement that you will have to provide a solution, and that solution will be designed by the functional consultant only. I'll just give you, forget about Dynamics 365. I'll just give you an idea of this design and all. Like you all know about the Gmail, right? So now, if you browse, or if you use the URL of Gmail, if you are opening it through a web browser, so uh, you will get two boxes at the middle of the page. Maybe the first box will be user ID, and the second box will be a password. So it was a, so now Gmail has given a requirement that okay, my login page should be like this. On top right side there will be a language icon, so the customer will choose their language, and at the middle of the page there should be two boxes available. And on the first box the user ID should be the name that should be displayed, and for the second box the password should be the page, uh, should be the page. And if the customer have forgot the password, there should be an option for the forgot password. Okay, so now customer will give a requirement that they need a login page where the user, each and every user will have a login credentials, user ID and password. So we need a login page. This was the requirement that will be given by the customer. So now, being a functional consultant, we have to design it in a user friendly manner such that user, it should be eye attractive, and it's the responsibility of the functional consultant to design it in a proper way. If the password was wrong, so there should be a message to be populated that your password was wrong, and forgot password option should be there. Upon clicking on that forgot password, system should route the user to a different page where you will be asked with some things to recover your account and to reset the password. So this I'm calling it as design. This design should be done by the functional consultant only. Now, what was the design that was made by the functional consultant? You have to sit with the developer who will write the code. So you have to explain the requirement and then what was your solution or the design idea, and you have to get it done through your developer. So it's the responsibility of the functional consultant only. Okay, so this coding part will be done by the technical consultant, but wherever there is a required, whenever or wherever help is required by the developer in executing that particular development, so functional consultant will be the first point of contact for the developer. Now let us assume the code was developed and the functionality was ready. So now you have to test the application. So now I'll take the same example of Gmail. So you need to check whether the boxes that you are have given are at the middle of the page or not. And if you are clicking on forget password, you are navigating to the other page or not. If you are entering the right password and the right username, then only you should be able to log in. This is one test case. And if you are entering wrong user ID and correct password, then system should say you that user ID was wrong. Okay, user ID or password is wrong. So you should, system should populate a message like this, or else whenever the person enter wrong password, so then for that also a message should be populated. So these are the test cases. So each and every requirement or each and every design point that you have made will be a test case for you. So now everything was tested and customer also has tested the application. Now the code will be moved to the live environment, which was for which the end user will take the license from the Microsoft. I'm telling you this keeping Microsoft Dynamics 365 in mind. Okay, so after the deployment, the maintenance will be there, where we call it as some hypercare period, and we will provide we will provide assistance to the customer in handling the application, and if there are any issues, functional consultant will play a major role in rectifying those errors and all. So if you see, these are the six phases, whereas development and testing and deployment, these are the three phases where developer will be involved. But uh, in these three phases also, the functional consultant will also play a major role, whereas in this analysis design and this analysis and design phase, functional consultant only will play a major role here. In this maintenance phase, the first point of contact will be a functional consultant, and if requires a technical support for that, we will take the support of the technical consultant also. That's why these two phases will be handled exclusively by the functional consultant, and these three phases will be handled by the technical consultant. But in this testing, deployment, and maintenance, functional consultant also plays an important role in executing or in completing the project. Okay, so this you will, I know, I hope you got some idea of what will be your role and what will be your responsibilities after knowing this, after learning this Dynamics 365 application. Okay, so as I mentioned, functional and technical, these are the two verticals in IT. So if together, based on the work that was done by the functional and technical consultant, so it will lead to a successful project. Okay, and then What is this Dynamics 365 and I'll give some more information on this. It have we, I told so I mean I have repeated this statement 3 to 4 times so far, that Microsoft Dynamics 365 is an ERP product, so which was owned by Microsoft. And here I have mentioned few things like streamline operations, enhance customer engagement, data-driven decisions, etc., etc. But telling you those things and repeating the same thing that I have mentioned here will be of waste of thing, I feel. So may I ask you a question? Why any organization will look towards purchasing an ERP application license? Can you anyone answer?
Hello.
Uh, yeah, yeah, please.
Yeah, I think to have a smooth operation and attain maximum profit.
Okay, okay. Any other person? Your good name?
My name is Vishnu.
Vishnu. Yeah, Vishnu. Thank you. Uh, You are right. And the first and foremost reason why any organization will look for an ERP application is to have better finance. I mean, to, okay, maybe if let us assume that a particular organization is not using any ERP, they are making the offline operations. Okay, so definitely there will be a possibility of having loopholes there. Maybe the company felt that what was the revenue that they have expected, they are not getting that revenue. So if they make their operations digitalized using an ERP application, they are expecting that they can have better finances. Okay, that's why any organization will go for a Microsoft Dynamics, I mean in ERP product. So Microsoft Dynamics 365 is one such ERP. uh, Okay, so when the better finances are possible, better financial outcome is possible only when the operations are carried out smoothly. What are these operations? Purchase operations, sales operation, production related operations, etc., etc. If those operations are uh, carried out in a structured way or in a, I mean, a proper way, so then only the better financial outcome was possible. Okay, that's why any organization will go for the purchase of an ERP license, any ERP license. It can be Microsoft Dynamics 365 or other uh, product. So I have mentioned here streamline operations, customer enhance customer engagement. These are the supportive regions, but primary motive will be why I mean people will go for the license because to customize a particular ERP application, definitely the company has to spend some money on it, and too late and license amount also they have to pay to Microsoft. So they are investing because they are not getting the revenue that they are expecting. Okay, so this I feel this was the primary reason. So better financial outcome is possible only we have only whenever the operations that are being carried out in the organization in an effective way or in a structured way. Okay, so mm, now I have to give you an information. What is this? I mean, this demo is for Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations and about the trade and logistics. This trade and logistics is one of the functional area under supply chain management. See, I told you that Microsoft Dynamics 365 can be used for purchasing operations, sales operations, inventory operations, warehouse operations, and the human resources management, the payroll management, retail operations. So these many areas, we can use Microsoft Dynamics 365. If you ask me what are the two primary verticals of the Dynamics 365 F&O, it's supply chain management and finance. Okay, so these are the two main verticals of Dynamics 365 F&O. So now this course is about trade and logistics, which comes under the supply chain management. What we are going to learn under this trade and logistics, we are going to learn about the purchase management, sales management, inventory management, and the product management. These are the four areas that we are going to cover under this trade and logistics. Now, when you come to the, I mean, each and every topic will be under a particular module in Dynamics 365. Now for these purchases, we have two modules, accounts payable and procurement and sourcing. These are the two modules which will have purchasing related functionalities. So these are the two modules, and for sales, there are other two modules, accounts receivable and sales and marketing. So we are going to discuss about this other two modules. And we have for product management, we have a module called product information management, and then for inventory management we have a module called inventory management module. So these are the six modules that we are going to cover. We have a curriculum for that. Keeping in mind the curriculum, we will, I mean, whatever the curriculum and whatever the topics that are there in that particular curriculum, so it will be those topics are spreaded over this six modules. So we are going to discuss about these six modules. Along with these six modules, let's say if I have to complete a transaction, like let's say purchase transaction or sales transaction, okay, so it requires some basic financial knowledge also. So that basic financial concepts also will be discussed in our class. I'll give you some information. Not We are not going touching all the finance related extensive topics, but will discuss about the basic financial setup that was required to complete a particular transaction in the system. So that was the seventh module, okay, general ledger. So now, in order to start with doing the operations in Dynamics 365, we need some basic setup in the system. That basic setup will be available under two modules called organization and administration and system administration. We are going to touch these two modules as well. So six modules, keeping with respect to the training curriculum, we are going to discuss in detail about that six modules, and then we are going to touch other three modules. Okay, and sometimes to carry out certain operations, we are going to touch the human resource module as well. So we will, to some extent, we will touch these four modules apart from these six modules. Okay, so we maintain transparency here. So as I told you, under Microsoft Dynamics 365, supply chain management and finance are the two main verticals. Now you are under the supply chain management related training. So we are discussing about this trade and logistics, where this trade and logistics we are going to explain you or teach you about the six modules. And this will be the, if you choose the supply chain management related area, this was the first course that you have to start with, because it all starts with the basic setup that you have it starts with the basic setup that was required in Dynamics 365. And we will discuss about the core concepts of the purchasing management, sales management, inventory management, and product management. All these things will be explained in detail. Okay, and then the next course, there are other two courses also, that is advanced warehouse management and production. Okay, these courses are also available with Visualpath. Once you complete this trade and logistic, you can go with this. But it doesn't mean that you have to complete all these three courses, then only you have to start your career in Dynamics 365. No, nothing like that. So if you ask me, I have learned this trade and logistics 10 years back. So I've started my career on AX 2009. AX 2009 was the earlier version of this Dynamics 365. I've started my career on AX 2000 in the year 2014 with AX 2009 version. Later on, I have worked on AX 2012 R2 and R3 versions. And starting from 2017, I'm into this Dynamics 365. Okay, this Dynamics 365 is the latest version. Okay, and now I have started my career with trade and logistics, where after having some 5 years of experience, then I have learned this advanced warehouse management. So advanced warehouse management related the functionality we spread it over one module, warehouse management in the system, whereas for production we have two modules called master planning and production control. So in the current company right now I'm working, so I am supply chain management consultant, and I'll deal the functional areas trade and logistics and advanced warehouse management. Okay, so you can learn this trade and logistics and you can start your career on Dynamics 365. Okay, so this was the major functional area that you have to learn if you want to go with the if you know all these things, you will become an SCM expert. Okay, whereas in the finance also, you will start with the basic finance, and then we have project management and accounting, subscription billing, so etc. Like if you choose finance also, there will be training courses like this. So Thank you. So I have completed my explanation. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer all your questions. So now it's up to you. Um, if you have any questions regarding this, taking the training course, I'm happy to answer all your questions. No questions? Yeah, Vishnu, please tell me. You can unmute yourself and ask.
Hi, good morning. My name is Viraswamy, and
Yeah, hi Veeraswamy, please tell me.
yeah, for the practicing purpose, we have to install some standalone system or
Yes, yes.
or
You have to install Dynamics 365 in your laptops. So I can share one contact number. His name is Rajshekhar. So if you are from Hyderabad, you can directly go and visit his office and get the installation done. He will charge 1,000 rupees for that. And if you are not from Hyderabad, he can do an online installation as well by taking I mean, using the Steam viewer or any disk, he will take the control and install the Dynamics 365 application in your laptop. So he will charge 2,000 rupees for that. These are the rates that I had an idea. You have, I'll give the number in the chat. You may reach out to him for this
okay,
installation and all. So he will tell you the requirements of your laptops. Maybe some require. So you need some 16 GB RAM, like that. Some requirements will be there. So he will guide you on those requirements.
okay. Thank you.
So, and it will be an system that will be available in your laptop. So whenever you get some feasible time, so you can start practicing your application. Only if you practice, then only. I mean, this was the heads up that I will give to each and every people. Only after practice, only you get, or you will be under an assumption or idea that you have learned something out of this particular course. My teaching will be 50%, and your practice will contribute another 50%. So definitely
Okay,
practice is very much important.
yeah, thank
I have given number in the chat, and there was a question from Usha. Microsoft Dynamics F&O and SCM both are same, right? See, SCM stands for Supply Chain Management, and uh, F&O is the name of the application. Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations is the name of the application. Under that application, we have prime two verticals: supply chain management and finance. Okay, under supply chain management, we have this trade and logistics now. We are into the course of trade and logistics. This covers up to the 6 modules of Dynamics 365. Any other question from anyone? But, but practicing purpose, we are using FNO environment only, right? So, yes, then yes, you will use FNO only.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, I just wanted to know about the course. I mean, we will also cover transportation area in this SCM under Microsoft Dynamics.
No, we are. I mean, we are into this purchase management, sales, product, and inventory. So these 6 modules
Okay.
we are going to cover. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So do we have any particular area for transportation as well? Because
There
I'm
is a
really
specific
new
module
to
for
SCM.
transportation management. Yes, there is a module in Dynamics 365. I don't think so. There was a separate course for transportation management exclusively because the usage of transportation, I mean, my feeling or my opinion is the usage of this transportation module is quite very less comparatively.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't mean that no organization will use the transportation management feature of Dynamics 365. It does not mean like that, but the usage is very less. See, there will be a, if I have to segregate the percentages and give it to you, um, in my career, I have handled a particular, I mean, I have handled two projects where they are using Dynamics 365 exclusively for their inventory management. Okay, I have handled one particular project where they are using exclusively for inventory management solution. They are using Dynamics 365. Okay,
Okay.
one project like that, and where I have worked for another project where they are using Dynamics 365 solution for their purchase management, sales management, inventory management. These are the three areas. For finance, they are using another Oracle related JD Edwards JDE. They are using another application. Okay, like that I have worked, and this transportation management, it's very less according to my view, because there are other some applications in the market which most of the people are going for that instead of Dynamics 365.
Okay. Understood, sir.
But in
Thank
our
you.
class, we are not going to touch this transportation management.
Okay. Understood.
But
Thank you.
I got a question here, Vishal. But practicing purpose, we are using F&O environment. Yeah, we will use F&O environment only. And T&L sense SCM, right? Yes, T&L is a part of SCM. So T&L stands for trade and logistics. Any other question from anyone? Even though if you don't have questions at the moment, if you get any question later on, so you can reach out to Visualpath. Maybe uh, uh, so if you want to talk with me directly, they'll arrange a conference call with me. So you can talk with me through that particular call. You can reach to Visualpath Executive if you have any questions. If you get any questions sometime later on before you take up this course, and your timings also can be communicated to uh, the Visualpath. So based on the time that everyone has requested, they will set the time, and the time will be communicated to me. We are going to start the batch as soon as possible. I mean, maybe this week only we will start the new batch. So enroll yourself before we start. I mean, the batch timing and all will be communicated to you by Visualpath Executive. So shall we wind up the session if there are no questions from your end? Okay, so we'll wind up the session here. Let me know if you have any other queries sometime later on. You can straight away reach out to Visualpath Executive. They will arrange a call with me, definitely. See you all in the class. Bye. And this demo video also will be shared to you later on. Okay. Thank you. Bye.